Hi, it's Bernie Goldbach in my kitchen with a loving face of 90% human. She's been snapped in the Melbourne Zoo by the photographer Arthur Xanthopoulos, and she's part of a Spectrum magazine cover edition inside Sun Times magazine. I'm talking to you from my kitchen. My name is Bernie Goldbach, looking at Sunday Business Post and Sunday Times in Ireland, and I'm going to give you a quick 10-minute walkthrough of stuff in the paper that I've spotted of interest. I've spotted your man, Ed McKenney, who wants money for nothing. I put that on his face because he's going to defer a €100,000 pension lump sum payment that he's due. So says Pat Leahy, the political editor. Now, one of the reasons why Ireland has such a problem with its meltdown of finances is because through all the mess, the politicians get their pensions, their expenses, and their salaries. As pointed out by Leahy, the future leader of Ireland is due a lump sum payment of €100,000 when he turns 60, a month after the election is held. And he can get an additional pension in excess of $30,000 a year in addition to his politician's salary. So, I mean, without getting out of bed, it's €130,000 next year. For what, though? I mean, the guy hasn't taught forever, and the Irish system pays him, and pays others, and maybe that's the problem with Ireland. The German blood inside my veins wonders, why is this happening? Hey, but don't worry. Don't worry. Fine Gael, in General Election 11, is moving to the top of the heap. That's Pat Leahy, and that's the Red C poll pointing it out. The new government in Ireland, shown by some of these faces. Election hasn't happened yet, but it's going to occur before my next week's synopsis of the news. Some business leaders are wondering, shouldn't there be better proposals working in the background for recovery? Samantha McCaughrean has a story. Some things that include looking at 30-year bonds, the appointment of a minister for competitiveness, and corporate standards being applied to government. I mean, these guys who would know the business are saying that Dublin maybe should have a single university and use it to leverage the brand of Ireland, not all the universities that are in the city right now. It's an old party game in which we're all the losers, says Tom McGurk. He doesn't like the political system behind all of our woes. And I think it's a required piece of comment and analysis in the Sunday Business Post. Success in Irish politics basically comes not from those who innovate the most, but for those who wait the longest. McGurk says we actually need a public conversation about political structures. In the interests of the current people, need to perhaps be put on the back burner. McGurk's one of many people who think Ireland has a serious democratic deficit. Not with regard to innovation, though. Adrian Weckler gives away a good report called Irish Show Their Worth from the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, pointing out such innovative people such as the Movidius, Dublin-based software company, Tango Telecom, Max Rome, Hello Pat Phelan, the Now Factory, and Dublin's New Bay Software. All good examples of Irish software innovation on the world marketplace. David McWilliams thinks it's time to save many billions. His concepts about reform are resonating well in a URL, thepeopleseconomy.com. It's time to make a referendum, he says, on the state of how we're going to pay back the debt. Good points. And in fact, those points resonate in the Sunday Times, a couple different places. We can extract a better EU deal, it says on the front page. Sarah McInerney has a story. And she points to stuff from Will Hutton, a British economist who thinks Ireland should be allowed to renegotiate. Ireland's first gay civil partnership takes place in secret. Mark Ty has a story about the first civil partnership ceremony in Ireland involving a gay couple. It took place earlier in the month of February. Nice one. Inside the paper, Sunday Times says, farewell to social climbing, we're all working class now. Part of the effects of the Irish meltdown that Ciara Kenny would write about, or that Gerald O'Neill would say, is the number of people who describe themselves as middle class has gone down over the past 6 years. Definitely a measure of the shock to the national psyche. Basically, people think they're earning less. They know they're earning less. Their discretionary income is less. And that's the story. So if you have less income, this might be the kind of thing you want. A Wi-Fi zone you can take with you. O2 has it for €19. I think it's a 5-star item. I carry it around in my bin bag. Actually, I bought the device from the manufacturer directly. Put the O2 SIM in it. €20 a month, all the gigs of data I can eat. People say you can't win with an election with social media, but Dylan Haskins is trying. But you look through the article written called The Diary of the Candidate, you discover traditional things like canvassing, flyers, contact with students as core to constituency, and just staying up late working the issues. He's doing it well. Fair play to him. The paper doesn't mention other people doing social media for audio well. Paul Manny, that'd be you, following the Labour in Clark, Simon Coveney, Simon McCabe, Susie Byrne. They're all out there covering the campaign. Behind the scenes in Fine Gael, we have two young faces looking at probably the social media part of it. That's Sam McLean, Brian Monahan, Fine Gael's headquarters, behind the new team that Fine Gael will bring to the top of the Irish political scene. I'm going to the bottom of my garden, planting a few things today. Some stuff we'll eat, maybe some stuff we'll freeze or can. You got dahlias, you got begonias, got a lot of work out there. You can see where I am on the internet. Go to www.insideview.ie. My photos are over on flickr.com/photos/Irish Eyes. On Twitter, I'm Top Gold. Thanks a million for listening. May Ireland get out of its hole. Bye for now.